This week in recruiting news in and around the Great Lakes, one of Indiana's top unsigned girls basketball star is now officially off the board, and she's staying close to home. A junior dual threat quarterback in Ohio is nearing his 20th offer. Find out who's the latest to put their hat in the ring, and one of Michigan's top running backs this season has signed, bringing a lot of hope to that school's future. That and a whole lot more as State Champs Scout Show is locked and loaded. I'm Dillon Morello, and I want to welcome you back as we hit the tri-state area with the latest in high school sports recruiting news. This program is presented by Lawrence Technological University. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including football and basketball. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Former Michigan State quarterback Ryan Van Dyke is back with a brand new Recruiting 101 segment this week. Post less, do more. He'll explain in just a bit. But let's not waste any more time and give you what you came for. We begin with what's up in the Wolverine State.
I'm Lorne Plants with the latest from the state of Michigan. There's no question that great wrestlers make great linemen, and Montrose's Levi Harbor is both. After leading Montrose to the Division III team quarterfinals, the 6'5", 270-pound Harbor was making a run of his own through the heavyweight division at the individual finals, knocking off the #1 seed in the semifinals before losing to Richmond's Dan McKiernan on a late fall in the title match. The whole time, he was continuing to rack up college football offers, pushing his total up to 7. 3 are from the Ivy League, Columbia, Brown, and Dartmouth, while the other 4 are from the Mid-American Conference in Toledo, Northern Illinois, Eastern Michigan, and most recently Central Michigan. Harbor helped Montrose to an 8-2 season, losing only to a pair of state champions in New Lothrop and Montague. Every week through the shortened 2020 season, like clockwork, it was senior running back Cameron Burford churning out the stats, finishing with 1,642 yards and 20 touchdowns in 8 games. What wasn't getting churned out, though, were college offers for the 5'10", 180-pound running back, even with teammates signing NAIA and NCAA Division II letters of intent. The Stony Creek stud has found a place to play in college, landing at Division III's Hope College, announcing his intent to play for the Flying Dutchman next season recently on Twitter. He'll be on campus in Holland with Stony Creek teammate Garrett Joy, who committed to the Flying Dutch in mid-March. One of the top dual-threat quarterbacks in the state and a top 20 player in Michigan's class of 2022, Saline's Larry Robinson II has been tabbed as special for quite a while. But that hasn't translated into a ton of offers just yet, although maybe the plug is out of that particular spigot. Robinson got his first offer from Central Michigan back in November of 2019, but despite interest from Cincinnati, Miami of Ohio, Eastern Michigan, Toledo, Michigan, Bowling Green, and Yale, he hadn't got another offer until 2/3 of the Service Academy triumvirate dropped bids on his doorstep on the same day. Army and Navy both recently offered the 6', 170-pound 3-star prospect who led the Hornets to an 8-1 record and a district title before getting injured in the playoffs. When healthy, Robinson threw for more than 1,300 yards and 11 scores as a junior and ran for nearly 500 more with 14 TDs, earning honorable mention All-State honors. The Lapeer Lightning have a pair of massive bookend 2022 tackles that are both drawing the eyes of recruiters. They've got 6'7", 298-pound Garrett Masterson at right tackle and 6'6", 250-pound Dustin Morrell on the left side. An all-region player, Morrell has been the recipient of the most recruiting attention so far, starting with his first Division I offer from Eastern Michigan back in January, then adding bids from Kent State, Air Force, Lehigh, Dartmouth, and most recently, Army. Masterson has gotten recruiting interest from Notre Dame, Kent State, Bowling Green, Miami of Ohio, Eastern Michigan, and Akron, but offers have not yet been forthcoming. There's something about the Schuster name at quarterback at Chippewa Valley. Ryan Schuster, the younger brother who's 3 inches taller, is certainly making a name for himself, earning all-county and all-region honors to go with honorable mention all-state notice after an abbreviated junior season that saw him throw for 1,426 yards and 13 touchdowns. colleges have taken notice too, with Georgetown and Lafayette both offering the 6'2", 195-pound gunslinger recently. The two offers came just days after Schuster helped lead the Big Reds basketball team to a district title, dropping 19 points in the district title win over Utica Ford. That's the latest from Michigan. I'm Lorne Plant. Did you record an unbelievable touchdown, a game-winning goal, or just a proud parent moment? Then we want your clip. Upload your video to the brand new State Champs Network app so we can feature it on one of our shows and give your player, team, and school the recognition they deserve. All it takes is just a few easy clicks, and every clip that is submitted will automatically be eligible for prizes. Download the State Champs Network app today for iPhone and Android devices.
This is Scott Burnstein from Indiana. Carmel's Brian Waddell, touted as the best unsigned boys basketball player in the senior class, not to mention the hardest working, has his first high major offer. Purdue entered the picture with a bid over the weekend after the 6'7" Waddell led his Greyhounds to a state championship. Waddell's 20 points and 10 rebounds paced his puppies in their run to a second state crown in the past 3 years, with an overtime besting of Lawrence North in the 4A state championship game. His defense, efficiency, and bloodline make him stand out as a value grab for a Big Ten school like in-state Purdue. Heading over to the northwest part of the state, Gary Westside junior blue chipper Jalen Washington snagged a Texas offer over the weekend. The 6'10" Washington is the number one prospect in the state's class of 2022, but has missed most of his high school career so far with a myriad of injuries. When he plays, though, he's spectacular. He showed his range by drilling 4 triples in a game back in December where he pumped in 23 points. The scouting services tabbed him a 5-star recruit and a can't-miss superstar in the front court when he reaches college. Indiana, Purdue, Michigan State, Louisville, Stanford, Alabama, Iowa, and Maryland have all offered in the off-season. Jumping to the girls' hardwood recruiting scene back in Indianapolis, Ron Callie's Maddie Bischoff has committed to Ball State, plucking one of the state's best unsigned seniors off the board for the Cardinals. Ron Callie went 20-5 in 2021, taking home league and sectional titles, while Bischoff torched the Nets for 22 points per game out of the backcourt. If there's any doubt as to Bischoff's ability to compete at the highest level, she showed why she's not just an elite scorer, but also an elite shooter, defender, and leader during her fabulous senior campaign. Checking in from Indiana, this was Scott Burnstein.
If you're a high school athlete with the dream of playing college sports, Lawrence Technological University wants you to recruit yourself. LTU offers over 24 varsity sports for men and women, along with several dozen world-class undergraduate programs. Athletic and academic scholarships are available in all sports, including its newest additions, competitive cheer and dance, esports, women's hockey, and men's and women's track and field. Visit LTUathletics.com and recruit yourself. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
This is Allen Trieu taking a look at the recruiting news happening around the state of Ohio. Piqua running back Josiah Medley was offered by Buffalo his first scholarship offer of the process. A 6-foot, 183-pound junior, Medley was a first-team all-conference selection in the fall after rushing for 6 touchdowns and catching 1. He may also be recruited on defense, where he had 55 tackles and 4 interceptions. Akron and others have shown interest. Medley carries a 3.7 GPA in the classroom. Springfield junior quarterback Tayshawn Smoot continues to add to his offer list. An excellent student, he received an Ivy League opportunity from Dartmouth, but Navy and Army also offered recently. He now has 19 offers with Kentucky, Toledo, Alabama, Birmingham, Western Michigan, and more on that list. The 6'1", 170-pound Smoot is a dual threat with a live arm. As a sophomore, he threw for 2,470 yards and 21 touchdowns while rushing for 6 scores, then again passed for 2,000 yards and 24 touchdowns as a junior while rushing for 603 yards and 9 scores. Brian Parker of Cincinnati St. Xavier was offered a scholarship by Louisville. 6'5", 265-pound offensive lineman, Parker now has nearly 20 offers. Cincinnati, Pitt, Marshall, and more have offered at the FBS level, but Princeton and other Ivy League schools are also recruiting him. He was a first-team All-Ohio, All-District, and All-Conference performer for the state champion Bombers as a junior. Richmond Heights junior forward Josiah Harris has committed to West Virginia. The 6'7", 210-pound Harris had offers from Ohio State, Xavier, Cincinnati, Georgia Tech, Kansas State, Virginia Tech, and more, but said the way the Mountaineers recruited him and their player development led him to his decision. After transferring from Glen Oak, Harris led Richmond Heights to the semis this season after averaging 18 points and 11 rebounds per game. He chipped in 3 assists and 1.6 blocks per game, good enough to land him on the All-District team. Harris is the Mountaineers' second verbal commitment in the 2022 class. Both of their 2021 signees were from the state of Ohio as well. That's it for recruiting news this week. I'm Allen Trieu.
I'm Ryan Van Dyke with this week's Recruiting 101. Word to the wise, you need to differentiate yourself. See, back in the day, the only way to get attention was to accomplish something. Maybe the newspaper, maybe a TV crew was there to capture the action. But as long as you showed up in the box score, that was proof enough that you were somebody. You guys are growing up in an environment today that is totally different than the one that raised me. It's like we went from keeping score in real life to competing for the number of Twitter followers, or who makes the most epic TikTok videos. And I'm here to tell you from experience, it's a trap. These things will not help you. All you're doing is putting a bigger target on your chest. So my message today is this: post less, do more. Spend more time coordinating workouts amongst your teammates. Really know the pulse of your team. Hey, Jimmy's parents just got divorced. He seems kind of down. Let him know you got his back. Joey got benched last week. Keep his spirits up. Encourage him to do better. There'll be other opportunities. Often these simple actions make the difference in people's lives. Maya Angelou wrote, "People will forget what you said, they'll forget what you did, but they'll never forget how you made them feel." You cannot win by yourself, and you being the best you is just not good enough anymore. You have to invest in your team. So choose to be different. It'll pay you back in so many ways. I'm living proof. When you're all alone in your thoughts right before game time, no matter what sport you play, you're gonna wanna know and believe that you did everything that you could for the opportunity to win. Ultimately, you will reap what you sow. So invest your time wisely. Go build yourself an army. I'm Ryan Van Dyke for State Champs.
Thank you for that, Ryan, and thanks to our entire Scout team. For even more recruiting news, check out Scott Burnstein and Matt Mowry's weekly Scout team blogs at statechampsnetwork.com. And for weekly highlights from the tri-state area, download the free State Champs app and click on State Champs High School Sports Show. I'm Dillon Morello, and I'll see you next week because recruiting never stops. Have a great week.
State Champs Scout Show is proudly presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare.